Jack was a young boy who lived with his mother in a small, simple house. Their life was nothing like the stories of great heroes. They had nothing, no wealth, no resources, and not even hope for a better tomorrow. Their only possession was a cow, which Jack had to sell to buy more food. One day, Jack's mother asked him to sell the cow and get his money back. Jack took the cow and, with complete impatience, was on his way to the city to sell the cow. On the way, Jack met a strange man who made a strange offer. "I'll give you 5 magic beans in exchange for your cow." He thought the offer was a joke. How could 5 beans be worth more than a cow? But for reasons that Jack didn't even understand, he listened to his heart and decided to accept it. When Jack returned home with the magic beans, his mother became very angry, thinking her son had replaced reason with belief in worthless things. In despair, she threw the beans out of the window and began crying from hopelessness. But that night, the earth showed Jack something that no one expected. The next morning, Jack woke up and, seeing the giant beanstalk that had grown up to the sky, his breath was taken away. How could this plant have grown to such a size? Despite his fear and doubt, Jack decided to climb it. Climbing this enormous beanstalk was all he had in that moment. He had nothing to lose but his ordinary, stagnant life. Jack passed through the clouds and arrived at a large castle. In this castle, there was something unbelievable. A giant lived there, collecting vast amounts of gold, a chicken that laid golden eggs, and a harp that played by itself. To Jack, all this wealth and power were things he had only ever seen in his dreams. But since Jack had never been afraid of anything, he decided to change his life. He said to himself, "I've come for a different life. I must try this opportunity." But what Jack soon realized was that everything he was striving for required courage and wisdom to obtain. Every time Jack went to the castle and took something from it, he didn't just gain wealth, but also confidence, courage, and experience. Jack learned that in this journey, nothing comes without a cost. By being with the giant, he was paying the price for things that seemed simple. But he learned that sometimes the greatest successes are hidden within the greatest challenges. One day, the giant realized that Jack had been stealing from the castle and began chasing him. Jack knew that to escape this situation, he had to make a final, decisive choice. What Jack learned was that not every challenge can be solved by running away. Sometimes you have to remove the obstacles from your path. With that decisive decision, Jack cut the magic beanstalk, and the giant was no more. Jack returned home. He was no longer the same simple boy who hesitated in making decisions. Jack was now someone who had changed his life through his choices. This story is about more than wealth and success. It's about personal growth. It's about how small and seemingly simple decisions, and sometimes risky ones, can lead us to the highest peaks of success. In life, we are always faced with opportunities that may seem foolish or worthless. But if we can overcome our fears and have the courage to trust them, we can shape our lives the way we want. Success doesn't come easily. You must put aside your fears and move toward it with confidence in your decisions. One decision can change the course of your life, and that path begins in a place no one ever thinks of.